Hi, welcome to my extra credit assignment. I have submitted my URL on the README for the in the GitHub repo. This is the URL nachiket-extra-credit.herokuapp.com. This is the landing page, the home page, just to make sure the Heroku instance is running. Once you make sure that it is running, let's start with the demo. I also have the link to my Postman collection and my Swagger UI. So let's do a get on the actor. Since the database is empty, it should return null. Okay, so this is the get request. Let me hit send and null. Okay, the next one is a post for Harrison in which we are specifying the ID. So let's do that. Harrison, we're specifying ID 123, name. Let's do a send. So an instance of Harrison is created for the in the table actor. Next is to do a post on the table actor with the body name Joe, and it should create a random ID. My code randomly generates 3-digit IDs, hoping that we would not be creating a single table would not be having more than 999, more than 1,000 entries. This is to scale. Once we want to add more entries, we can change that, but just a heads up. So let's generate Joe, which is, here's the body for Joe. And once I do that, we get a randomly generated ID that is 257. Let's keep 257 in mind because we'll be needing it later for the later tests. Once we create Joe, let's go ahead and create Ryan Gosling. We have Ryan Gosling here. So the first and last, Ryan Gosling. We see that name is still there because all our initial posts had name field in it, and first and last were new fields which were specific to this post, and that's why these new fields have been created. It also generates a random 3-digit ID, that is 319 for Ryan Gosling. Now we will do a get actors. This will return all the list of actors that we have generated. This is a simple get without any body, and all these 3 actors have been created. You'll notice that there are a few null values for the fields that have not been assigned later on, like first and last was assigned when Ryan Gosling had a post. Before that we didn't need it. So this is the get. We will go ahead and put on 432. It should return null because 432 does not exist. So let's do a post put on 432. This will return a null because right now the ID 432 has not been assigned. Then we shall do a put on movie 432 with body name Joseph. I think this is different. I think this has to be actor. So I have done actor, assuming that it is actor because we already did the movie. So this will return null as well because there is no entry for 432. Then we will do a put that is on actor 321. Now 321 is a randomly generated ID which was for Joe. So what we will do is we will get the ID of Joe first, which is 257, and then we will put it to Joseph, right? Yes, that was 257. So this will be 257. Okay. And once we hit that, we see that the entry has been updated from Joe to Joseph because of it being put. Then we will do another put on the same entry for nombre Jose. Let's do that. Same entry. This is the body, nombre Jose. Let's make sure the ID is correct. ID needs to be 257. 257. Right. And then 257 is Jose. Okay. Great. Now let's do a delete on movie 111. Let's get rid of these tabs. Null delete. Movie delete. Now there is no ID, there is no record associated with this ID, so it should return null, which it does. Then we will do a delete on actor 321, which should delete. So now we again realize 321 was Joe, which was different, which was 257 in our case. So let's do that. Let's make sure it was 257. I don't want to go wrong in the demo. Yes, it's 257. So let's delete 257. 257. Then we hit send. We get the appropriate delete message, n equals 1. That means one entry was deleted. Then we shall do the same delete to make sure that it returns null. So it returns null because it doesn't find that entry. Once we do that, we do a post for Blade Runner. This is a post for Blade Runner. Once we hit send, a new instance will be generated for the table movies. So the table movie is created and an entry with title Blade Runner is created. Now we shall do a post method for La La Land. Here is the post method, here is the body, and then we hit send. Another new movie is generated. Like I said, the ID is auto generated to be a random 3-digit number. Okay, now we'll move ahead to two table tests. So we are on to the two table tests now. The first one is a post method, which will create a mapping between actor and movie, which I have already written in my collection here, who doesn't have a body, so it just creates a mapping. So these are our entries. Once we hit that, a mapping is created. This is the object ID that is generated by Mongoose and Mongo, and you can see the relationship between them. Once we create a map, we shall create the next one. Oops. Another map is created between 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now let's create another one between 2, 3, 4. So we have to create a mapping between 2, 3, 4 and movie 2, 3, 4. As I was saying, we have to create a mapping between the movie 2, 3, 4 and actor 2, 3, 4. The movie 2, 3, 4 in the given example is La La Land, and in our case 2, 3, 4, that is La La Land, holds an ID of 139, and once that is hit, we create a mapping. The next step is to get the mapping that have been created. So since they are a two relation, we can switch the table and check. So for actor 1, 2, 3 movie, we would get Blade Runner, and same thing for movie 1, 2, 3 actor, we would still get Blade Runner. Okay, the next step is to delete a record. So let's delete our actor movie 1, 2, 3 record that we have. So we see that when we delete it, it returns the number of rows that have been deleted, and that is 1. So our next step will be to delete the table. So let's go ahead and delete the table. Right now we can see that n is equal to 0 because the only entry that we had, we deleted. So as I was saying, we deleted the only entry that we had. So we'll go ahead and create the same entry again. We will see that we have generated a relationship between the movie and the actor. And now let's delete it. We will see that we have deleted one record. This is my demo of the extra assignment. Thank you.